All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Coach Rushing. I know that people can't tell, but we're actually on the court right now in the Ferris Center.
My favorite place to be.
So you've just recently finished the 2013-2014 season with an 18-12 overall record and 12-6 conference record. And in your second year at Central Arkansas, how much closer are you to your vision for the program?
Well, coming in, I had a vision. At the beginning of every year, we sit down with the players and we talk about our vision and our expectations and what we want out of this program. 18-12 is an improvement from the year before. You look for improvement every year, but we want to win a championship, and that's the ultimate goal. When you go out and you practice day in and day out, what are you working for? And that is a championship.
So the fans' expectations might have been relatively low coming into the season just because you brought in a very young roster and we didn't know what quite to expect from the freshmen, but what were your expectations knowing what this team was probably capable of?
Well, anytime you bring in as many new players as we did, eight new players, and most of them were new. We had 4 returning. You hope that as you go through the season and our schedule, I'll put the players in a situation early. Our schedule was hard in our preseason to try to prepare them for conference, and I felt like that was they responded early. They responded, and we got better. And nothing takes the place of experience. Now I'm very happy with our new players, and they came in, and they contributed to to our success this year. Now, of course, we want more success always, but I'm very pleased where we were finished up. But our fans, yes, maybe they didn't expect that. I always expect it. The biggest challenge we're going to have this coming year, is that, we lost 2 great players. And the leadership that we had was amazing with Courtney and Micah. However, somebody else is going to have to step up and fill those shoes.
Heading into the final 2 weeks of regular season, Central Arkansas had the chance to win the season regular title and get that #1 seed heading into the tournament. Unfortunately, three straight losses closed out the regular season, and the Sugar Bears went in as the #3 seed. How can this be a learning tool for the underclassmen as they head into their second year?
And that game, it was against actually Lamar here at home, and we were in the perfect situation, had the opportunity, lost it in the last 2 minutes, and it definitely is a learning experience. I can promise you, if we get back in that situation, it won't happen again. I think that game, the Lamar game, took a lot out of us, being such a young team. We had to finish up the season with the 3 best, teams in the conference, and that's hard for any young team or new team when they're not used to the longevity of the season.
After the season, you mentioned the 2 big seniors are part of the team, Micah Rice and Courtney Duver. How are you going to replace that leadership of Micah and Courtney?
That's a good question. Both of those young ladies have had a great career here at UCA, with Courtney being player of the year. Micah, I was so excited that she came back and finished her 5th year for us, and having the opportunity to actually coach her a full year. I think that the young players and have looked up to them. I know they have, but they've learned some things from them. Now it's time for them to step up and show their leadership, which they have in this off season. I have freshmen stepping up right now in the weight room, talking, communicating, and leading by example.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite young players to watch is Maggie Profit. You can ask the guys here, I just love watching her drain those threes. So are you going to expect her and the other younger players like Brittany Agee and Tariah Sadler to step up?
Absolutely. I mean, the summer is your season, and what they do now, they need to go home, work on their individual game, because when people get back in September, it's time to start concentrating on our team concept. But Maggie is probably one of the best shooters I've ever coached. I think she shot almost 40% from the three-pointer, and she's a offensive threat on the floor. And she's also improved her defense, her ball handling, and she's going to get better and better.
You signed 4 players to join the Sugar Bears in this upcoming season. Can you tell us about them and what they are going to bring to the program?
Yeah, I'm so excited about our recruiting class that we just signed. And your best recruiters are your players, and they came in and met our players and really enjoyed being around them. And I want to say this, is that if we get players here on campus, I really believe we can sell them because we've got, I mean, our facilities are great, the campus is beautiful, Conway is amazing, and you know, just getting them on campus and seeing it, I feel like we're going to have the opportunity to sign them. We signed a young lady earlier, Olivia McWilliams from East Stem. Sees the floor tremendously well, pushes the ball like I want to. She can shoot the three, and that's what she's going to bring to the table for us. We also signed Angel Williams, another incoming freshman. Olivia's also a freshman. We signed her from Bel Air High School out of Houston, and she shoots the three well. She sees the floor. The difference in next year, people are going to see us shooting the three a little bit more, and because of our inside presence or lack of, you know, we've got to develop that over the off season. And then we signed Sean Eccles from Pearl River. She's probably goes and gets the rebound better than anybody I've seen. Just athletic, and we need that because at our three spot we were hurting rebounding wise. And then we just signed Ken Watts. We call her Ken, and she's a 5'10" three player, and you know, we're trying to take our guard position height wise up a little bit.
Part of the production of Courtney Duver and the role of her in your offense, you know, get the ball in her hands and either pass it back out or her turn and shoot. Are you going to adjust anything on your offensive style of play with her leaving, or are you going to just replace her strong presence in the middle?
Well, as of right now, you know, I'm mostly a high-low coach. I like to go, especially when you have somebody like Courtney Duver. But we're not going to have the presence inside as far as physical as she was inside for us. Now, we will make an adjustment as far as motion, run a little motion, shooting the three more, getting up and down the floor. And because Courtney had to play a lot of minutes last year, so we had to slow the ball down a little bit. And I think Brittany Agee really came on at the end of the year, especially in the conference tournament. People had the opportunity to see her. And you know, usually a lot of times it takes the junior college players really the first semester to adjust. I mean, they're like coming in as a freshman. And the freshmen, it takes them the first semester to really adjust.
You played in extremely tough non-conference schedule last season against Ole Miss, Indiana, Southern Miss, and Arkansas State, just to name a few. What can we expect in the 2014-2015 season? Well,
you know, our schedule is still, we still need a couple games. What has happened to us this year, and I'm so excited, I don't know if anybody knows yet, but we've been invited to WNIT preseason, and we're guaranteed 3 games, and it came out, or I was just informed a couple weeks ago. I think we open up at Western Kentucky, I'm not sure, at their place. And like I said, we're guaranteed 3 games, and it's been very difficult because it goes from the 14th to the 23rd because we don't know where we're going to play, who we're going to play, and we just got to keep that time, you know, that gap open. But it's exciting for this program, and it's a great opportunity for our players to be able to travel and go play the competition that we're going to play.
Do you think with a young team and playing those caliber of competitions, it just even the losses just built their momentum and their confidence heading into conference, or did those losses affect their confidence heading into conference?
No, I think it actually helped us. You know, when we went to Ole Miss and had the opportunity to beat Ole Miss, but of course when you're playing teams like that, there's no pressure on us, there's pressure on them. And then, you know, we came into our conference and had the opportunity to do something here, and then we've got to learn how to handle the pressure when the bullet, you know, the bullseye's on us.
Talking about big schools and trying to get more fans in the Ferris Center, are you working on trying to get any big schools to come play us? I know that's a really difficult part in being a mid-major team, trying to get those major teams to come to you.
We are, but have I had any luck yet? No. But yeah, that is something that I definitely would like to do.
Let's talk about Brianna Mullins for a minute, because she was named the Southland Conference Freshman of the Year and averaged 10.2 points per game, and she shot nearly 80% from the free throw line, which I can't stand watching basketball games and people missing their free throws. I was at the UConn-Kentucky championship game. Kentucky would have won that game if they just made free throws.
Absolutely.
It's like I play soccer. It's like a PK. It's a free shot. But she's very consistent in that. Do you expect her role to change with Courtney Duver graduating?
Well, I think everybody's role is going to change a little, you know, to somewhat. But Bree is such a competitor, such a winner. just very coachable, does anything I ask her to do. You know, I just threw her in this year to like, okay, she's running the show, you know, and but having Micah on the floor really helped her. But I thought Bree did a tremendous job, and we sat down, and of course I want her to take her game up. There's some things that she's going to work on, but she had a great freshman year. All of the freshmen had a great freshman year.
In addition to Mullins, are there any of the other underclassmen that we can expect to see their roles increase next season?
There's 3 freshmen that did not play a whole lot, and well, Kelsey McClure played more than Rock or Peyton. However, Kelsey McClure, they've all worked extremely hard in this off season, but I've really seen improvement with Kelsey McClure, and people have not seen actually her at her best yet. And I think it was really an adjustment for her this year, and I like this. She's a better open court player than she is a half court player, and that's something we've got to learn to play both. And you know, if we're going to run the ball, she's like I want to next year. She's going to be tremendous for us.
With low expectations from fans and other opponents heading into last season, and seeing how your underclassmen actually stepped up incredibly this season, do you think there's a bullseye on Sugar Bear basketball next season?
I hope so. That's what you want. You always want that. You know, you don't want somebody to say, okay, whether it's the fans, of course they should expect it. You know, it might be a little rebuilding year for us early because we're losing Courtney. I mean, how do you replace Player of the Year? You know, we were fortunate that, you know, we lost Megan Herbert and then Courtney stepped in. Now we're in a little rebuilding, but we're going to make some adjustments. But I want people to, I want to have that. That's pressure, and we need to learn how to handle that pressure.